In the aftermath of Oklahoma's worst day, there were helpers, and there were helpers of the helpers, people who never saw themselves as first responders before April 19th. KOCO's Evan Onstad introduces us to the unsung heroes.
We were just starting our second day of the convention when the bomb happened.
Deborah Bailey and the Oklahoma Restaurant Association found themselves in the perfect place to help at a restaurant owners convention with food and kitchen equipment 4.5 blocks away at the Myriad Convention Center.
And so we immediately called together all the exhibitors from the floor and said, obviously we're not going on with the show, what do you want to do? And to a man they all said, let's take care of everybody.
And they love barbecued brisket and baked beans and corn.
What happened over the next 10 days was nothing short of incredible. More than 100,000 meals served 24/7 to rescue workers, laborers, military, law enforcement.
We've been able to offer about 5 different entrees, and we've been giving them a lot of good variety, and they're eating just about everything we put up.
Everything looks so good. You guys done such a tremendous job. I just want to eat everything.
And search and rescue teams that came in, they worked 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So they spent a lot of time in their off time at the Myriad just resting and you know, taking care of their physical needs.
Massage therapists worked to restore tired bodies.
And then we're just going to correct it like that.
Hey, that made a lot of noise.
Yeah, it did. I heard that downstairs.
This chiropractor drove in from Tulsa.
We had optometrists there because they came and they had contacts or they had glasses and they were working and they didn't think to bring as many supplies as they needed.
The volunteers, Deborah says, kept coming from everywhere, over 1,000 every morning at the Myriad. Most of them, she says, they had to turn away.
They all wanted to do something. They couldn't sit at home and watch it on TV any longer. They needed to give back in some way.
And it wasn't just people, it was things.
We've got foot powder and Vicks and sunscreen and antihistamines, decongestants.
We would call and say, we have a need for this. And within an hour, if we asked for 10 of something, we got 100 of something. People could not give enough.
If you were hungry, you had a pizza just show up right in front of you, and pizzas were donated. If you needed a Coke, it was water, gloves, shoes, pants, I mean, whatever you could possibly need.
Chris Cates and his mother Peggy saw the work of these unsung heroes firsthand, but they too fit that definition. At the time, Peggy and her husband Ben were the owners of Midwest Wrecking, a local demolition company that stepped up to help.
Everybody wanted to help, whatever they could do.
Chris is now one of the owners, but in 1995, he was a college student who drove from Stillwater to Oklahoma City to be a part of the Bucket Brigade, moving debris and clearing a path for search crews by hand. Chris says the hardest part was seeing the family members of lost loved ones hoping for a miracle in the rubble.
I just remember walking out the gates and people asking, hey, have you seen so-and-so? Have you seen so-and-so?
Over many months, Midwest Wrecking moved debris, cleared the floors, gathered important documents still in the building, and then eventually cleaned it all up after it was demolished. The entire time, Peggy says, treating the area like the sacred place it had become.
They were people. They were Oklahoma people. And I think when Chris was talking about the generosity, that is Oklahoma, and it's, you know, it became known as the Oklahoma Standard, and that's not a joke. That is the truth.
Keeping the message of the Oklahoma Standard alive is, at its core, the job of the OKC National Memorial Museum and its president and CEO, Kerry Watkins.
You look at it and call it a standard, Oklahoma Standard. I mean, they'd never seen anything quite like it.
Right. It's not just a clever phrase.
It really is not a clever phrase. And we've got to work to make sure we maintain that.
Watkins says the work we saw from so many people on and after April 19th allows us to focus not on the dark, but on the light that followed.
It really was remarkable that it went so well and that everyone worked together, pulling the rope in the same direction.